'Tis the 4th of July. And for the first time in my life, I am actively protesting this country. First time. I am 31 years old. So for 30 years, I have loved being an American. And today, I am 31. And for the first time, I am protesting. I went to the No Kings protest, and today I protest by playing video games and being optimistic, because this country has a lot to answer for. A lot of people voted for Trump. And a lot of people are very depressed. There's something to be said about one's decision making. The evidence being you voted for Trump. Anybody who voted for Trump, I question your decision making ability. Of course, I stay sharp. I've completed Sudoku puzzles and I continue to be perfect at them. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a competitive Sudoku player one day. And I appreciate your presence, your time. Well, I'm saying presence. Again, talking to an inanimate object. A lens. A lens representing an eyeball. Capturing image and light in the way an eyeball might. So I appreciate your decision making to give me some of your time. I reflect on my June. The first week of June, I was talking with ambitious people, exchanging numbers, and in my own way, planting seeds. My entire June was planting seeds. So, July will be more planting seeds. It could be watering those seeds. And what I'm hopeful for, being the ambitious person I am, I hope those seeds grow quickly so that I can what's I'm forgetting the phrase. Something off. It's the fruits of your labor. Um, self like off of the land. I'm forgetting the phrase totally. Whatever. Um, that's a goal. That's my goal. And if you're thinking to yourself, huh, well, that sounds like something an independent person would do. Well, yeah, it's kind of the goal. Like that's the theme, right? Feeding off the land. There it is. Um, it's the idea of it. You think teach a man to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. That's the idea. Mm. Today, I watched one of my, or the most recent video of mine. And I started to feel nervous, a little self conscious. So it felt familiar. I started thinking about, like, well, now, like, I'm asking myself, what are my goals? By the way, goals, what a funny word. What are my goals for YouTube? Am I going to be honest with this effort I'm giving? Because there's more effort to give. And I feel a little silly. Silly, embarrassed. It's like, oh, you only have 43 subscribers. Like the voice in my head, that's what the voice in my head is saying. It's like, oh, what a loser thing to want to do, right? So it's I wonder how long that part of me is going to win, I guess. Because that's the part of me that I don't know, I feel like kind of holds me back. And then I'll start to feel motivated to do things. And then I feel less motivated, and then sometimes I feel more motivated, and that's how it goes, baby. I was texting with Zora, and hi Zora. I don't know if you're watching this. Hi. And she's always right. Um, I have this thing where I'll like misinterpret her words, um, and and like that's okay, you know. I'll misinterpret her words and I'll get upset, and that's fine. In the past, when I've done that, I've gotten upset and then have held it in because I guess I've been afraid of getting mad. And what happens, or what had happened with me, is that that fear of anger just made things worse. So I come to find out that I bring it up with her about how this stuff upsets me. And and then I could talk it out with her. Um, and that right there is a strong skill to have. Um, so one of the so she texted me. She texted me something that triggered me a little bit. Uh, and it's it was like it's optimistic. It's like you're a new person. Why? So I'm asking myself. Yeah, I mean, she's right. I am a new person. Why is that triggering to me? Well, it's triggering because I want to stay where I'm at. Um, and that's frustrating. It's it's made this whole life thing absurd. Like we're all living our stories, and there's an absurdity in my living in this country where we're all about being successful and being successful. And in my story, I've had a unique experience with success. I've known what success is. I've known what it's like to achieve where others don't. Um, and I hate it. Uh, and that's the kind of person I am. Um, so I've had to learn uh, how to have a better relationship with my success. Um, and you can imagine how tricky and how difficult that is because it's their thought patterns, behaviors rooted in deep neurological programming developed or that were set in place through traumatic experiences as we were growing up. So I think I've been doing a solid job. Yay to me. This is my time, and well, I'm confident and more acknowledging of me. I also am appreciative because I've had to be, I guess, for a long time. Like how what I describe as appreciative others might describe as begging. Like, if, okay, I'll use it, I'll use this comparison. Imagine you're a woman who's been in an abusive relationship, and you put in all this hard work to heal from your trauma, and you finally get to a place where you're in a healthy relationship. Uh, you can imagine how you might be thankful where others would say, well, that's a healthy relationship. It's one thing to be uh, appreciative, it's another when you're saying thank you for something you deserve. So I'm cautious about that, about what I'm saying right now, because I know, or I guess I'm worried, I'm fearful of someone hearing that, someone I know hearing that, and then having a negative opinion of me. Because I've had that happen before, where I've had people who I've loved call me arrogant, and that cut, like, that cut deep. So I've cried. I'll continue to cry because that's healing. And I'll continue to remind myself I deserve good things. And so if you're watching this right now, I won't say thank you. I'll ask you politely and respectfully, humbly, to continue giving me your time and attention. And I will promise to continue being deserving of it. Because I feel like that's something I'm getting better and better at. Ooh. Um, I'm also, I've also been thinking about, well, I guess connecting. I've been feeling a sense of connectedness um, with people who like share the same story as I do. Um, as someone who's battled with trauma, I've, I've found I've found it difficult. There's been a resistance. I mean, that's evident to connect with people, and I think that's one of these like weird byproducts of trauma, where us people with trauma, we tend to isolate in a specific way. We tend to think subconsciously, or maybe purposefully, we tend to make ourselves believe we're the only people dealing with our trauma. It's one of the reasons, and my therapist has said this, it's one of the reasons why AA is effective. And it's also one of the reasons why people are very resistant to join AA. Because logically, right, you can tell somebody, hey, this is a condition that affects a lot of people. And logically, they'll agree with you, okay. Inside, it's a totally different feeling. Inside, they'll just continue going through their struggle by themselves. Um, because they feel like it's something they need to go through on their own. I guess it's also like a sense of pride too, where it's like I can deal with I know I have problems. Like you'll talk to these people, and they'll admit they'll have problems. Um, so they'll be like, yeah, I know I have problems, and then you'll be like, okay, well, here's steps to get better, and they'll say, oh, I can do it on my own. I don't need any help, and it's like, yeah, okay. I ask, and then you ask them why do they feel that way, and then they'll answer with that that loving. Well, I just do, okay, and it's like that's not an answer. And I got totally thrown off by the firecrackers that just went off suddenly. And I know with me, oh my god, that was amazing. I know with me, a lot of the struggles that I deal with in my life, a lot of people deal with. And so I'm starting to understand and realize that. And honestly, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to know other people are dealing with this too. And it makes me want to connect with them too. So I have taken steps in the right direction. And there are a bunch of ways to connect with people, man. And it's about bonding. You really want to grow, bond, bond with somebody. Um, Easier said than done. I know me. I'm an understanding person. And it's one thing for other people. I, I I need to bond with people who are in my situation and who are also looking to bond with other people in my situation. Um, that way, we'll be able to grow quickly. I've been talking with people who are in my situation, and I've been finding out I'm way ahead of them, and my instinct as a good person is to want to reach out, um, and I've done that, and now, in addition to reaching out, which I continue to do, okay, for all my for anybody who I might know who's watching this, um, yeah, I get it. You're gonna have negative opinions of me at times. You're gonna have weird feelings, and you need more experience with those feelings. Um, Good luck. Good luck. Find someone who can help guide you with those feelings. Uh, I'm I'm guiding myself with those feelings, and now I need to find people who are doing the same, and connect with them and bond, man. Cause we can bond over similar situations and over similar passions. In terms of my sickness, I was sick as a dog for a day. There was a day where it was building. There was the day where I was sick as a dog. There was yesterday, which was dedicated to recuperating. Actually, 2 days dedicated to recuperating. And then no, today is the second day. And then today, the second day of recuperating, where I'm better. My nose, as you can see, the nose plugs are no longer necessary. So we can keep going, right? We can keep going. Building and earning more money too, because obviously I've voiced my complaints about my income. Um, it's been frustrating, and I'm ready. I'm ready to do more. The thing is, am I really ready? Like, I think about what it takes to do more, and it's just too vague. Um, like, I can say I want to do more. I feel like that's the right answer to say. Um, I'm just I'm in a comfortably uncomfortable place. I'm comfortably in an uncomfortable place, and it's basically limbo, man. And limbo is it's one thing to be in hell. It's another thing to be nowhere. So it's where I'm at. I'm in nowhere right now. And so I'm in the process of like motivating myself to want to do more, and I have been like having experiences, um, having connections with people. These are all things that will help me be motivated to upgrade. Um, I know I seem so happy about it. You would think. It's I was on like a steady incline, and then I took a deep fall, and then I leveled out. After a while, I leveled out, and now, like for the past 2 years, I've been like that roller coaster, slowly going click 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 click, and a roller coaster goes back down, and so you know that, and you're afraid. You almost hope the roller coaster never reaches that peak because you know what comes after that. So that's a good representation of where I'm at right now. I'm at a roller coaster, slowly going up, and I want to go up higher. It's the down part that I feel is inevitable. So yeah, I know. You play video games to disconnect. Honestly, I have been playing. I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and Magic the Gathering. Um, and it's been a day, man. My day started at 4 in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna utilize all of the daylight that I have today. And with Magic the Gathering, fun, fun playing the card games. I also love the headspace that I'm in more with card games and competitive, my competitive nature. Winning and losing, it's a part of it. And again, it's important to remember a lot of us share these feelings. Cool. I was playing Magic the Gathering, and I got into a headspace. Then I switched over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Automatically. I wanted to click Magic. I clicked Yu-Gi-Oh! And I kind of brought that same headspace. Like it's you'd be surprised how much our own ambitions muddy the waters when we're trying to learn something. And real talk, when is a zombie archetype gonna be meta in Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm waiting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Rise, my avenged savior. Activate the effect of the White Prince. Send to the graveyard Skull Servant. Send to the graveyard the Lady in White. We're going to activate the White Prince again. Second effect. Banish. Banish Skull Servant. Boah. Come out, King of the Skull Servants. Uh-huh. And we wait. Bugger. Uh-huh. I still win. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game, it's a competitive card game. Much in the way we think when we're doing a game of Sudoku or Solitaire, we think when we're playing a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm starting to look at it as a game of Sudoku. It's like, who's gonna play the game of Sudoku or Solitaire better, me or you? Um, and I guess that's kind of where the game is at. Um, to be real, that's always how the game has been. Uh, I think a lot of people in the Yu-Gi-Oh space right now. Sorry if you're not into Yu-Gi-Oh. um, get into it. It's a fun game. Get into Magic the Gathering. I'm getting into it. Um, and I've shown my cards off in this video. I'll continue to do that. But anyways, people are complaining about it. It's like it's solitaire, and it's like it's not solitaire. You're realizing, you're you're thinking about it, and it feels like solitaire to you. Um, and yeah, it is. It's the way that you think when you're playing Sudoku. It's like you're doing that with the other player too. Um, Differences, of course. We're making comparisons for the sake of fun. Wee wee. And there's so many archetypes too. I am feeling like I want to try all the archetypes, and I will, because you know what? I deserve it. um, I will be. Uh, so okay. So in this process of like trying to figure out how I'm gonna reach the next step, right? The next level, being ambitious as an American. Uh, I realize, and so many people can sympathize with this. Like it's tough to work a 9 to 5, duh, right? The thing is, the reasons why, the reasons why it's tough, are different for people like, uh, my father, right? So it's like, it's tough for me to work a 9 to 5, because the entire time I'm thinking to myself, I can do more, and why aren't I? You know, and it's that frustration. Um, I mean, another trouble too is it's when you're afraid to interact with people, then it kind of makes it hard to work a job when you're interacting with people, and it helps when you're working a job with other people on your level. The problem is, for me, I went to school, and even amongst people who were going to school, I was smart. Like, like, there's a lot of good basketball players in the world, right? NBA players are good amongst good basketball players, right? And so I was kind of like an NBA player when it comes to like being an intellectual. Um, and I'm and so if I was going to upgrade my income, then I would need to be in an environment where my talents are they mesh with the talents of the people I'm working closely with. And for a long time I've been working with people, salt of the earth type of people, right? People who are not as smart as I am. People who like like as much as I like love talking with them, I need intellectual conversation. And oftentimes when I'm working these simple hospitality jobs, um, like I'm interested in talking about politics, world issues, deep philosophy, psychological theory. Uh, and you're not really gonna get that conversation working with people at Denny's, working with people at the Planet Fitness. Um, Traditionally, um, shout it out in the comments. Shout outs to those people who are working those kind of jobs, where you're working a kind of job that is beneath you, where it's like you're way smarter than the job. Like, for whatever reason, America had brainwashed its people into thinking you're working the job that fits your capabilities. And I think now, probably more than ever, we have a generation of people who are working jobs that they're overqualified for. Like, the younger generations, we're all overqualified to be working the jobs we're working. And that's part of the reason why we're so depressed, because, and I'm about to go on a roll here, I'm going to end it shortly though. America, our culture, much like the Japanese ones, much like the Chinese ones, um, a lot of our sense of fulfillment comes from the jobs we work. And I guess that's a pretty general statement. I'm pretty sure that's true in most places. We feel like we have to be the best. And so when the majority of the younger generation is working jobs we're overqualified for, well, then now we start to get a sense of why there's a loneliness epidemic, why there's a depression epidemic happening, and why there's an obesity epidemic happening. Because when you're sad, what's a better way to try to quell that sadness than to eat a cheeseburger, eat some chili cheese fries, or drown your sorrows in some Coca-Cola? So yeah, I mean, I can say I'm struggling, and I think a lot of people are in the same struggle. So I feel y'all. I love y'all. I want to get in touch with y'all, and I want us to build and grow together. That's what I'm all about. And I really hope I find you. I really hope I find you who's gonna help me do this stuff. Because I need to be motivated. I need some motivation to accomplish goals and accomplish dreams. Alright. Thank you for listening. You're welcome. It is a gift for me to record and put this out publicly. Comment. Trust me, I've got a big shell. I know how to compartmentalize. So I need to do more. Shout outs to getting 43 subscribers. I'm gonna get 44. I know it. And we're gonna build, man. It's a big world. A lot of people are living their stories. And I'm a proud individual. I wanna be one of those people who are living their life and who are making their story. It'll be a story I share. There'll be a lot of stories like mine, because every story can fit inside a genre. And that might hurt, because then we start to feel like we're invisible, when the truth of the matter is, what could be more humbling, what could be more connective than to know that there's people out there who feel you and can understand because they're living it too. It's almost like, who's a stranger at that point? It's just a bunch of different versions of ourselves, really. And if that beautiful little soliloquy doesn't deserve a like, if that beautiful soliloquy doesn't deserve a comment, doesn't deserve a subscribe, I don't know. Tough crowd, I guess. More and more risks. More and more steady incline. More and more valuing myself as an individual. And more stalling of time so I can hit that hour mark. Because YouTube loves a nice hour-long video. Don't you, YouTube? Yes, you do.